When you're an au pair, the fact of the matter is that you are broke. Which is why we love cafes, because it's a really cheap way to spend your time out of the house. But if you're tired of Starbucks and sitting in McDonald's all day, we're gonna give you 5 coffee shops that we love that are off the beaten path in Paris that you can go to. And if you stick till the end, we'll give you a map and a list of all of the places in Paris that Hannah and I love to stay in as well. All right, let's go. List is called Kookaburra Cafe. It's in one of my favorite arrondissements, which is Pigalle. Pigalle is underestimated because I feel like at first people go out at night and it can kind of seem sketchy, but it is a great place to go out if you're careful. And it's right by the Sacré-Cœur, and it's just a great place. There's always so many people and always so much to do. So Kookaburra is such a great cafe because first of all, there are so many windows. It's like centralized. I always like to say that the 9th, the 9th arrondissement is great because it's not completely touristy, but there's still a lot to do and it's still very central. So it's easy to get to moderately. As I said, there's so many windows and the coffee is known to be some of the best in Paris. So I'm there all the time, and if you see me or Hannah, definitely stop us and say hello because this is just one of my favorite places to do work. Some things that you should definitely know about this cafe is that there are no outlets. So if you go there, definitely go with full electronics. Sometimes I just go there to read a book because my computer is on its last leg and it doesn't work on the charger, off the charger anymore. So I definitely can't do tons of work in there, but it's just a great place. I also like having dates, friend dates, and normal and romantic dates in this cafe because it's just a nice environment, and if you go often enough, you'll start to see the same people over and over again. And one of the baristas here opened a coffee shop in the 15th arrondissement by the Eiffel Tower, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's definitely also a really great place to hang out in terms of coffee shops. Coffee shop number 2 is 5 Paris. This is actually on a road where there are a few other coffee shops on it as well, but I personally love 5 Paris, which means 5 straws. I passed this place a couple times before going in because it looked really small, but then you realize where the name comes from, 5 straws, because when you go in, it actually expands into a whole room in the back where you can work and chat, and it's just such a great, it's like a library space almost. It's so, so nice. Once I discovered it, I was going there all the time. Also, good coffee as always, but I just love how secretive it is. And this area in general, Rue Faubourg and Strasbourg-Saint-Denis, is I would say definitely up and coming. It's not an area that I used to go to a lot, but there are more and more and more coffee shops there, and just a nice place once you're comfortable enough in Paris to walk around and discover. There are lots of theaters there, and as I said, coffee shops, so I definitely wouldn't underestimate the direction of this quartier and where it's going, and it's just a great place to hang out and meet friends. Also, like Kookaburra or KB Coffee Shop, it's also very centralized and close to the main metro. One of the closest main metros is Strasbourg-Saint-Denis, which is on line 9, and a few other lines, and it's not too far from République also, so definitely check it out. Cafe number 3 is La Recyclerie, which is by Porte de Clignancourt. It's at the end of line 4, which is not necessarily, again, a place that I would go to normally, but this cafe is so awesome. It's a cafe and it's a bar. And it's a great place to eat as well for not too bad of a price. The idea of this place is to be extremely sustainable and eco-friendly. So they recycle everything. They're really pushing composting and all that stuff. And you'll see signs on how to do that all along the walls. And you'll see other projects that they support and do in Paris and in France and maybe in Europe as well. But this is just a really, really cool place. On Sundays and Saturdays, they host really great brunches that are always jam-packed with people. So definitely be aware of that. but it's a great place to sit all day to study. The Wi-Fi is really great, and just cool people are attracted to this place in general. I sometimes go there, there's a balcony, and I go and look down and people watch. Also in the back, there's a whole garden of stuff to do. It used to be an old train station, which is why the architecture of the building is so cool, and they took it over and made it into a cafe, which is just like, I don't know, the freaking most hipster thing that you could ever do. So definitely check it out in the night, in the afternoon, and in the day, because it definitely changes depending on what time you go there. We host events for APOP members later in the year. We actually host events in this space. To become an APOP member, you can just check out our website. It's really easy to do. Just sign up on the website and you can join us for events and meet au pairs and brunch and have coffee dates in this space as well. So I hope to see you there. Cafe number 4, I don't know if I've said this already, I probably have, but this is really my favorite cafe. I don't go to it as often as I would like because it is a little bit off the beaten path. It's right on the canal, but it's not on the main part of the like Canal Saint-Martin. It's like farther down, and so it's a little bit harder to get to, but it's called Papillon de Paris, and I like to compare it to an Alice in Wonderland house. Every single room is a different theme. Then there's an upstairs. It's literally a house, but it's a cafe. And the upstairs has like this mystical bathroom, and the bathtub is literally a desk. It is the coolest thing in the world. And just like La Recyclerie, you can have a drink here, and you can also have brunch here and get a cup of coffee. And the space is big enough that people won't notice, nor would they mind if you sat in there all day. It's such a great place, and I love walking around along the water. If you love seeing water like me, whenever I need to see like some sort of large body of water, I'll go here and just sit outside, and it's so nice. There's also a bar right next to it too where you can get a drink, and there's also a theater space called xoxo, which is in the same kind of quartier. If you look it up on the map, it's another great space where you can see theater artists and just walk around and observe and people watch, or artist watch. So there's like mimes and actresses and dancers rehearsing in this space. So often if I do a lot of theater in Paris, so I'll be in Saint-4 and I'll hop over to Papillon de Paris to get a drink or meet up with a friend. It's so, so special. And if you are there, definitely take a picture and tag us at Au Pair Au Paris, because I often bump into au pairs there, because I think that once you kind of discover this space, you don't want to leave and you keep going back. It's kind of one of those places. The final cafe, the 5th cafe, is called The Hood. It's in the 11e arrondissement, which is it's not even up and coming. I feel like it's already come to be. It's another great quartier for hipsters and coffee shops. There's so many in this area. There's so much going on, but The Hood is especially hipster. I feel like if any of y'all watch Damon and Joe's travel channel, they definitely mentioned it on this channel, and I've bumped into au pairs here as well. I will say that The Hood is a little bit more, especially on the weekends, they don't have Wi-Fi, and they're more careful about letting you stay on your laptop all day long without ordering something, because the space is quite small and it's really popular. So I'm just a little bit more attentive about the amount of time that I spend in there, but there's so many cool things. There's a piano and like the coolest hipster people, and when I'm in this cafe, I really get to see life in the 11e, because I feel like a lot of the locals will stop by and say hi to the barista. And like a lot of these cafes that I'm mentioning today, the staff is Anglophone and Francophone. So you don't have to worry about if you don't speak French. They're completely used to hipster tourists coming into town and coming directly to the Hood. But I can't wait to see some of the changes that they're making, because they've gone through renovations over the summer. So I'll definitely be back there to see some of those changes. They also host events for like just random community things. I know that Damon and Joe hosted an event there. We might host an event there. Yeah, always lots of cool things happening in this cafe. So again, check it out. And that is all for the 5 top cafes that we recommend in Paris, where you can sit all day with your computer or your book and just have a fun, relaxing afternoon where you don't spend any money. That is the trick to au pair life, is learning how to have fun without spending a lot of money. Hannah and I want to help y'all au pairs with this task, and so we created something that we call the APOP bucket list, which you can download on our website, and it's all of the places in Paris that we love to go to. It also connects to a map on the app Mapster, and you can literally see all the places that we've pinpointed in the city, and we're in the midst of adding cities as well, so you can see some of our top spots in different cities across the world, because we have traveled a lot together. So definitely, if you're in one of these cafes, please tag us, give us a picture. We love seeing that you guys are actually doing what we recommend. It like warms our hearts. And if you are a coffee fan and if you've liked this video, please give it a like. It really supports our channel and it really helps us out. And you can do all of the things on our website. If you ever want any more information, check out our website and look in the description below. That's all for now. I hope you have a great day and ciao, bye.